What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Terrell Penn. I'm coming back at you once again. Today we're gonna do another episode of Let's Talk Wrestling. No script, no nothing like that. Just me, the microphone, turn it on, and we start bullshitting with you guys. So today's episode is the best wrestling games. Now this isn't really a definitive list. Maybe one day I'll actually do a top 10 list, cause I plan on starting to do top 10s and just like, but we're just bullshitting with you guys. So of course we know the WWF, WCW wrestling games on Nintendo 64 are some of the best. We'll go ahead and get that out the way. In my opinion, WWF No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 and WCW NWO World Tour and WCW fucking NWO Revenge are basically the same thing, right? I can't really say which is better or whatever. It depends on which, my opinion is basically depends on which roster you want to play with that night. Cause me back in the day, I used to watch WCW and fucking WWF Monday Nitro. Like fucking I'll have it recorded in one room on a VCR and fucking go in the other room and watch fucking whatever. I'll switch through commercials or whatever. Then I'll go and put them 4 games to emulate the fucking shit like that happened in the past night. So it just really depends on which roster you want to pick, I think, in my opinion. Cause all 4 of them are fucking good games, really. They're all. Now, if you want to go to the predecessor before then, you had WCW versus the World on PlayStation 1 or whatever. It's definitely not as good as them 4 games, but it's the predecessor and shit to what it's going to be. And also Virtual Pro Wrestling, that will be the first one. Now, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 is actually WCW NWO Revenge. No, I think it's actually WCW vs. NWO World Tour, right? Yeah, there you go. But, so other good wrestling games. I mean, there's been so many really quick promotion-wise, I have played and done over 90 different wrestling game first impression and reviews on my channel. 90 of them. Go and look for the fucking playlist in the description. Now, other notable wrestling games, of course, let's see, well, you have like I don't know where I want to start. Okay, fine, let's start with WWF SmackDown Just Bring It on fucking PS2. The first SmackDown on fucking PS2. Next generation graphics at that time, right? That shit was epic, man. I definitely remember the first time getting it for Christmas, staying up all night playing that shit, man. And just fucking, yeah, that shit was awesome. Playing the career mode and everything, or season mode, story mode, whatever you want to fucking call it. Blah, blah, whatever. But, of course we all know about them. Let's see, Wrestle Kingdom, I think it's Wrestle Kingdom 2 is the one I play, right? That one's actually pretty fucking good. A lot of these Japanese wrestling games are actually good. Whether it be like your King of Colosseums, or your fucking Wrestling in the Kingdom, or your, like, All-Star Dream Slam, New Japan Wrestling, Token, Retsuden, shit like that. Like, they're all decently good. But the problem with them, is the translation error. The translation, right? I'm English, right? I'm fucking Native American. I don't know how to speak Japanese. What the fuck? But, let's see, I'm trying to think, cause of course I'm just bullshitting with you guys. Ultimate Muscle, them games are pretty fucking good, but they're over the top. If you know what Ultimate Muscle is, yeah, like, Ultimate Muscle featuring Galactic Wrestling feature Ultimate Muscle, like you have like a brick ring and shit, these fucking moves where you jump 10 feet in the air and do all these flip power bombs and all kind of shit. The, old Legends of Wrestling 1, 2, and 3 are pretty decent. It's definitely not the best, but they're pretty fucking good. The wrestling engine, once you get used to it, plays decently well. It's good for what it is. If I get my hands on a wrestling game back in the day, I would fucking just play the hell out of it, right? I think Showdown Wrestling, if Showdown didn't have as many glitches as it did, it would probably be the best one out of all 3 of them, but it has way too many glitches, so probably Legend of Wrestling 2, I would say, maybe. Let's see. I don't know, there's been so, WWF WrestleFest, the arcade game, or, what was the one before then? WWF, I forget what the original one was, but there was WWF WrestleFest. It was an arcade game. That shit was pretty fucking awesome, man. You get it, like, you have, I'm just trying to think. Let's see. Let's go with something fucking weird. Wrestle War, the arcade game, or it on Sega Genesis, that was pretty fucking good. I'm trying to think of different games I've played. Going over this playlist too to kind of remind my ass of what I've played. Of course, all your SmackDown. First time ever playing SmackDown was pretty fucking awesome. It was different, right? Because I was used to playing the 64 games and everything else. The entrances were weird. And definitely going back to graphic style, the polygons haven't aged too well, but I think most people would say that SmackDown Here Comes the Pain is the best one out of the whole series, which it kinda is. It's pretty fucking good. If you go back to like the Nintendo era, Tecmo World Wrestling is probably the best. There's plenty of fucking, I don't know. There's plenty of Nintendo games, like wrestling games that just fucking suck, right? Whether it be, now, and a lot of them are nostalgic, and I still love them, but they still suck if you go back and play them now. Like fucking WCW, fucking whatever it's called, or definitely the WWF WrestleManias and Super WrestleMania. Well, not Super WrestleMania, Super Nintendo, but whatever. Steel Cage Challenge, Muscle, like all of them were definitely not great. You know, whatever. See, we're supposed to be talking about good ones, not bad ones. Oh yeah, I think the original one before I was talking about WrestleFest. I think the one before it was called WWF Superstars, right? Now they had a few different versions of Superstars. They had WWF Superstars, the arcade game, but they also had like a Superstars on Game Boy and Superstars 2 on Game Boy as well. Let's see, WrestleMania, the arcade game, and I think it was WWF In Your House or whatever. They were more so Mortal Kombat clones, but they were pretty fucking fun. Look, like I said, NJPW 94 Battlefield in Tokyo Dome. Weird. Weird ass name. I was just fucking reading that shit. Yeah. But, let's see. We talked about all of them. Talked about that. Power Move Pro Wrestling. Definitely very limited nowadays, but back then, I thought it was fucking cool. Def Jam, even though they're not per se, like, they're not really, fuck that word up, but not really wrestling games, they're more so fighting games, but with wrestling engines, sort of, with just strong grapples and strong attacks and all that shit. They're fucking badass. I guess the last thing we'll talk about, because there's so fucking many of them, is the Fire Pro series. Whether it be your Fire Pro Wrestling original shit like on TurboGrafx, your Super Fire Pro Wrestlings, or your fucking Super Fire Pro Wrestling Premium X, or what the fuck ever. They're all good, but you gotta get used to their fucking grappling engine. It's like, you gotta wait for the animation to start, right? There's no button smash, and if you button smash, you're gonna lose. You gotta wait for that animation to start to hit the button at the correct time. But, probably the best one, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns on PlayStation 2. They actually have an English copy of this game. You can create a ring, you can create fucking turnbuckles, you can create titles, you can create anybody you fucking want. There's so many created wrestler slots. There's everything from your regular matches to your octagon fighting to barbed wire matches to fucking deathmatch type shit. It's pretty fucking good. But the one thing bad about the Fire Pro Wrestling games, or Fire Pro whatever, blah blah, is the graphic style. A lot of people are gonna get turned off by it. Me, I don't really give a fuck. I was raised on Nintendo and shit like that. Graphics don't really matter to me. If it's a good game, it's a good game. But yeah, the Fire Pro Wrestling series, probably Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. Again, there's so many fucking good wrestling games out there. I've played over 90 of these bitches. I think 93 to be exact on my fucking channel. First impressions and reviews. Go check the motherfucking playlist, son, if you just want to see any of these games that I've talked about. But of course, we know the 64 games are some of the best ones. But I just want to talk about a few others. Again, this ain't no definitive list. It's just me bullshitting with you guys. This is how Let's Talk Wrestling goes. I just turn the motherfucking mic and record shit. So, yeah. Give me your opinions on some of the best wrestling games or some of your favorite wrestling games in the list. There's no wrong answers. Come on, son. Unless you're, picking like Ring Rage or Game Boy. Ring Rage. That's fucked up. But yeah, anyway, as always, hope you guys enjoyed this shit. And me, well, I'm out this bitch. Later, people.
Motherfucker, now I'm here. What up, world? Legs in the sky when I'm up in your girl. Never said that I was a winner. I was more like a sinner who would cheat for a dinner in the middle of the winter if it meant I could get on with summer. My bad, I'm just trying to be me. Hope y'all see when you see me on the TV or a city. And I'm nice like a heater, cause I write like a mean. I ain't trying to be a heater, but I flow like a heathen. You can see it and see me in hell. Me, I mean well. Get it? Water, otter, blood of the sun and the love of the father. Hey, Mr. G, I'm in love with your daughter. Hey,